Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode of SpongeBob Now. Today, I will be talking about Fools in April, and Neptune's spatula. First, I'm going to talk about Fools in April. Enjoy! The episode begins with SpongeBob waking up and realizing that it is April Fool's Day. Squidward sees him and wonders what SpongeBob is so pleased about, until he looks at the calendar, and realizes that it is April Fool's Day, which he says is SpongeBob's favorite holiday. Fearing the worst has to come, Squidward calls Mr. Krabs saying he caught something terrible and that he just could not be able to make it to work. Mr. Krabs says that there is an art collector in his office who wants to buy Squidward's art and name him the Artist of the Month. So, Squidward immediately rushes to the Krusty Krab, only to find that it was a silly prank by SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs. Squidward attempts to resign from his job, but SpongeBob persuades him to stay, promising not to pull any further pranks on him. However, SpongeBob continues to prank the customers inside the Krusty Krab while not pranking Squidward but getting carried away with it. The customers do not take offense to SpongeBob's pranks as they are harmless and playful in nature, and they even laugh with SpongeBob. Although Squidward is not receiving any more tricks as SpongeBob promised, he gets furious over his and the customers' laughter. Eventually, SpongeBob's tongue falls off and they both laugh uncontrollably, which starts to discomfort the customers, and an angry Squidward finally gets fed up and decides to get revenge on SpongeBob by showing him what he feels is a real prank. Squidward sets an elaborate rope trap attached to an anchor suspended from the ceiling and squirts a blob of mustard in the middle of the lasso. As SpongeBob goes to clean it up, Squidward cuts the rope holding the heavy anchor, causing SpongeBob to get his foot caught in the rope, triggering a chain reaction that sends him flying around the restaurant, colliding into several objects and areas, ending with him landing in a garbage can. Squidward laughs hysterically at him, but a hurt SpongeBob runs out of the restaurant crying. Bewildered and confused by SpongeBob's reaction, Squidward calls out to him, saying that he was just kidding, but the customers are equally appalled by Squidward's prank, seeing it as far too harsh and nasty to be funny. They all storm out of the restaurant in disgust, with one customer calling Squidward out for what he committed. Distressed at their reaction, Squidward frantically insists that it was only a joke. But as he looks around at the damage his prank did to the restaurant, it slowly dawns on him that SpongeBob's pranks were not only actually funny, but also harmless, and they meant to make people laugh, so that SpongeBob could laugh with them, whereas his prank was just cruel and meant to hurt and humiliate SpongeBob so that he could laugh at him as he couldn't tolerate the latter being happy on his favorite holiday. Overcome with immense guilt, Squidward realizes that he has no choice but to apologize to SpongeBob, albeit without any confidence. Squidward goes to SpongeBob's house and sees SpongeBob's hat behind a rock. He goes over to apologize but then sees that it is just Patrick wearing the hat while digging. Squidward asks why he is wearing the hat and where SpongeBob is, and Patrick tells Squidward that SpongeBob is in the house, impressed, instead of depressed, and was crying a lot. This, of course, makes Squidward feel even more guilt and he rushes over to SpongeBob's house and bangs on the door. He has gone so far as to force his way in, but SpongeBob slides his arm through the door and removes the doorknob, clearly in no mood to talk to him. Losing patience, Squidward gets his clarinet and starts playing badly, refusing to stop until SpongeBob reluctantly answers him. Squidward sadly attempts to apologize, but considering that apologizing to people is not something Squidward usually does, especially to the one person whom he despises the most, it is not so easy. Squidward tries other methods of apologizing to SpongeBob, including sending him an apology note in a bottle but shoving the cork all the way in the bottle and apologizing to SpongeBob far away via two cans attached to a string, but these are foiled by SpongeBob not having a bottle opener and Patrick using the string as floss, respectively. Eventually, he is able to apologize by putting a bubble over his head, so that SpongeBob cannot even hear his apology. Squidward walks away, saying that his conscience is clear, but is confronted by memories of what he did. After he imagines his mother telling him he stinks, he runs back and genuinely apologizes to SpongeBob, even admitting he likes him, his friends, and everyone else in Bikini Bottom, but tells SpongeBob not to tell anyone. SpongeBob promises not to tell and forgives him, but then fully opens his front door, revealing that everyone else is inside behind him, and witnessed Squidward's apology. They all say, "April Fools," to Squidward, who is flabbergasted by this. Squidward states that he was fooling them as well before running away to his house, while laughing maniacally, causing SpongeBob to ask, "What would we do without Squidward?" ending the episode. Next, I'm going to talk about Neptune's spatula. Enjoy! SpongeBob and Patrick visit the Fry Cook Museum, where they see a greasy griddle with a golden spatula embedded in the grease. On it is a plaque, which reads, "Many have tried to pull this spatula out of this ancient grease, but all have failed." Larry the lobster attempts to pull it out but fails. SpongeBob then reads, "Only a fry cook who's worthy of King Neptune himself can wield the golden spatula." SpongeBob, while posing for a photo, accidentally and effortlessly pulls it out while pointing out the menu section to a woman. Suddenly, smoke appears in the museum, revealing King Neptune himself. Neptune asks who pulled out the spatula, and SpongeBob tells him that he did. King Neptune refuses to believe this and asks around the museum if SpongeBob really pulled out the spatula, and everyone confirms that he did. King Neptune then asks for proof, and Patrick shows him the photo he took. He challenges SpongeBob to a patty-making competition, the ultimate cook-off. If SpongeBob wins, he will stay at Atlantis forever and become a god. If he loses, he has to give up fry cooking forever. Patrick continually jeers to Neptune about SpongeBob's skills and says that he could complete up to 500 challenges. He is repeatedly zapped by Neptune 3 times until all that is left of him is a burnt mark on the floor. SpongeBob asks Neptune to restore Patrick, and he does so, though Patrick's face is now on his rear end. In the Poseidome, King Neptune makes 1,000 Krabby Patties, in the time it takes SpongeBob to make just one, winning the challenge. However, when Neptune shares his patties with the audience, they express that they taste awful. Neptune is angered by this and asks why they would think that SpongeBob's would be any better. He tastes SpongeBob's Krabby Patty and finds it delicious. Neptune, saying that he wants to try it a second time, regurgitates the patty to eat it again, disgusting the audience. SpongeBob is declared the winner, but when he finds out that his friends cannot come with him to Atlantis, he tearfully refuses to go to Atlantis, and instead arranges for King Neptune to be a trainee under SpongeBob at the Krusty Krab, teaching him that perfect patties are made with love, not magic. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos. Goodbye everyone.